Okay, we're going to be looking at fractions and just going over the basics of fractions for this first recording. A fraction has two parts. So for example, a fraction that is 4/7. The top part of the fraction is called the numerator. So the 4 is our numerator. The bottom part of the fraction is called the denominator. So in this case, the 7 is the denominator. So just remembering with fractions, top part is numerator, bottom part is denominator. Okay, we have proper fractions, improper fractions, and mixed numbers. With a proper fraction, the numerator, which is the top part, is always smaller than the denominator, which is the bottom part. So for proper fractions, the number on top is smaller than the number on the bottom. So let's do some other examples of proper fractions. 1/2 would be a proper fraction because the number on top, the numerator, is smaller than the denominator. 6/7 would be a proper fraction because the numerator, the number on top, is smaller than the denominator, the number on the bottom. One more, 3/5 would be a proper fraction. The number on top, the numerator, is smaller than the number on the bottom, the denominator. With an improper fraction, the number on top, the numerator, is larger than the number on the bottom. So for an improper fraction, your numerator is larger than your denominator. So some examples, other examples of improper fractions, something like 8/7, because our numerator, the number on top, is bigger than our denominator, which is the number on the bottom. 6/5 would be an improper fraction because our numerator is bigger than our denominator. And 9/4. Our numerator, which is 9, is bigger than our denominator, which is 4. So that's another example of an improper fraction. We also have mixed numbers. Mixed numbers contain a whole number. So in this case, with this mixed number, it contains a whole number, which is 7, and a proper fraction, which is 5/8. So a mixed number has a whole number and a proper fraction. So other examples of mixed numbers could be 4 and 1/2, 4.5, because it has a whole number and a proper fraction. 2 and 3/5, because it has a whole number and a proper fraction. One last one could be 3 and 5/9. It has a whole number and a proper fraction. We can change improper fractions into mixed numbers. So the example listed here is 12/5. That is an improper fraction. Remember, improper fraction, the numerator, so in this case 12, is bigger than the denominator, in this case 5. So how can we change this to a mixed number? What we do is we say, how many times does 5 go into 12? The answer is 2. 2 5s are 10. So it means that we have 2 left over because the number there is 12, not 10. So how many times does 5 go into 12? The answer is 2. And there's 2 out of 5 left over. Let's do a couple more examples. 25/4. It is an improper fraction. Let's change that to a mixed number. How many times does 4 go into 25? The answer is 6. 6 4s are 24, but the number here is 25, so there is 1 out of 4 left over. Another example, 26/8. How many times does 8 go into 26? The answer is 3. 3 8s are 24. The number is 26, so there's 2 out of 8 left over. With this one, we can do one more step. Let's look at the 2/8. We can simplify that. So we keep the 3 there, but with 2/8, we can simplify it by saying 2 goes into both of those numbers. 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 8 4 times. So we can say that 2/8 is actually 1/4. One last one, an improper fraction, 7/4. Let's change that to a mixed number. How many times does 4 go into 7? The answer is 1. So 1 4 is 4. The number there, however, is 7. So there is 3 more. So 3 out of 4. So that is how we change our improper fractions into mixed numbers. What about changing mixed numbers back into improper fractions? So the example listed here is 1 2/3. So the way we change this back into an improper fraction is we say 3 times by 1 is 3. Then we add 2. So 3 times 1 is 3, add 2 is 5. So that gives us 5/3. Let's do a few more. 4 1/2, that's a mixed number. Let's change it to an improper fraction. 4 or 2 times by 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9/2. How about 2 3/5? Let's change that mixed number to an improper fraction. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13/5. And one last one, 3 5/9. That mixed number, we say 9 times 3 is 27. 27 plus 5 is 32/9. So in summary from this recording, we've looked at the top number of a fraction being called the numerator, the bottom number the denominator. We've looked at what are proper fractions, what are improper fractions, what are mixed numbers, and we have looked at how to change improper fractions to mixed numbers and how to change mixed numbers to improper fractions.